Rock and roll, baby. Happy Tuesday. Hot Take Tuesday. We got hot takes. Ken, you got a hot take? Because I saw you in the car talking about it.
I've got it, man. Woo, do I have a hot take?
I saw you in the car. You're like, I got 45 minutes.
I got 45 minutes to think of one.
Get in there.
Is this your Instagram post?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we keep Thursdays we got to do because tomorrow's White Woman Wednesday, One Hit Wonder. Remember, tomorrow's country. So get your country hit in. And we got to do Thankful Thursdays.
Yes, sir.
Because we keep forgetting to do Thankful Thursday. And dang it, we're always thankful here. I like being thankful.
Yes, sir.
I'm pumped. I'm excited. I was watching earlier. I was telling Belle the owner didn't show up at the Titans thing today. Just GM and the.
They didn't show up at the press conference?
No, she didn't show up. Adam's family didn't show up.
So who did the press conference?
It was the GM
the GM
and the president. They're like, yeah, so there's that. The guy's a good guy, I guess. So there's that. And we wish him all the best. And everybody's like, that was awkward.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. Awkward. I'll tell you what. I'm excited for that. We got so much stuff. Obviously, more on Israel. That was kind of a cool thing. I mean, look, there's going to be fighting. We were laughing about it today. Israel shot 5 Palestinians and some more little rockets flew over. But that's just normal. Like, that's a normal day. But this isn't going to be perfect. You know why it got done? And this is the thing. I've been saying it. I saw somebody else say it the other day. I said, everybody in the world focused on the word but. Not like your butt is nice and hot. But, like, that's a great, I like that. I like the start of that. But Trump heard, yes, we'll return the hostages. And he goes, all right, we're going to go from there. And that's it. That was it. Yes. Reagan used to say this all the time. Get what you can get. We'll get all the rest later. Because once you have the yes, everything else can be worked out. Everybody else focused on, this is a great plan, but, and he's all, this is a great plan. Yes, we're going to do this. And they went to say, but by then Trump didn't care. He's like, all right, that sounds good. Let's do it.
Well, Ilhan Omar has credibly told me that he doesn't deserve any credit for this.
I told you what I would have said. Rashida Tlaib. I know this sounds weird. If I was Trump, I would have called her, and in an unjoking way, because there's a lot of ways you can make jokes about this. And I would say, look, you're of Palestinian descent. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for your people to go there, be the first ambassador, somewhat, a liaison, and help rebuild them and put them on a path. I mean, not like in an unjoking way, because plenty of jokes out there, right? Ilhan Omar's and the AOCs and all that kind of stuff. There's plenty of jokes. I would have done that just because I think he looks at stuff like that and says, that's a smart thing to do.
I think her TDS is so bad, though, that I could very easily see her going over there and say, don't release any of these hostages. Don't give this man a win.
No, I think she would have, because I think he would have done it in such a quiet way where somebody, a nondescript person, would have reached out to her and said, look, the president would like to see you. And it's not a joke. It's not something odd or weird. This is something that has the opportunity for you and to shape your, where your family and everybody came from, the future of this. I think that would have been, and he would have done it in such a way where, it could have gone sideways and he'd have made fun of it. But he also could have done it the right way. And he would have said, look, we got our problems. It is what it is. But the reality is she's going to be out of my hair. Oh, did you see that too? He's upset about his hair on Time magazine. I didn't know it was a big deal.
If the man wants to control the news cycle at any point, just shave his head.
So it says, he said it's the worst photo ever in his late night tweet or whatever. Do we call it a truth? What the hell do we call it, Ken? Truth tweet?
They call it truths.
Okay, truths. Time magazine wrote a relatively good story about me, but the picture may be the worst of all time. They disappeared my hair, then had something floating on top of my head that looked like a floating crown. Well, there you go. But an extremely small one. Never happy with his wings. Really weird. I never like taking pictures from underneath angles, but this is a super bad picture. It deserves to be called out. What are they doing and why? I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't think it's a picture. Well, first of all, I don't think it's a good picture anyways, but your hair's there. It's so light, though, that the sun kind of makes it it makes it so you see right through everything. And oddly enough, the guy who owns Time Magazines, owns Salesforce, super big liberal. He asked Trump, so I'm talking about it, mega progressive liberal. He lives in San Francisco, and he told Trump, you need to send the National Guard into Oakland and San Francisco. This place is a dump. I was thinking about it. It would totally piss off Gavin Newsom. It would be great. It would be great. But Gavin doesn't deserve that. You know, I think, and this is me throwing this out there because you guys are going to take this for what it's worth. I honest to goodness think Trump has gone off after Pritzker because it will piss Gavin Newsom off. It takes away all of the fire of Gavin Newsom. Gavin would love more of the fire. He didn't really get involved in it the way that Pritzker did, and now he's seeing it. And that's why it's not a big deal the way it used to be, because Gavin is looking for that. He's already running for 2028. He wants to be president.
Yeah, it totally helps his profile.
Yeah.
If getting in a fight with Trump is going to get him in the news and all over socials.
Of course it is. I mean, it's a big deal. And that's why all of them like to do it, because they recognize the minute that happens, their profile goes way up. When I was in Arizona, Katie Hobbs, who's the governor, she was at the time like the Secretary of State. She was the one who handled the elections. Trump and everybody attacked her so bad that it made her a star. And she was not anywhere near being talked about running for governor, but she got so much money from outside people, and so many people elevated her to that point that people realize now that is a winning opportunity if you can get Trump to come after you. Because one side of the aisle is going to see you as a hero. The other side's going to dislike you, and the other part of it, nobody's going to care anything about it. Are we still locked down? Is that what I hear? Ken, are we still in a shutdown?
Yep.
What am I going to do?
It's kind of relaxing.
So tomorrow is payday for the military. I know they're trying to move money over. The amount of money that and the Democrats are having a tough time with Trump trying to pay them because it's hard to go out and say, well, I don't think the military, that many of them get paid virtually. I mean, it's nothing for the most part compared to, what other people inside of government make, and they defend us. And it's hard to say, you guys shouldn't get paid. And so that's a tough thing for them to reconcile. Yes, Bill.
No, I was just thinking, when they do their tour, if they wanted to keep in that kind of line of work, they could go work for a private agency that provides security, and they'll make six figures.
That's exactly what they do. A lot of those guys, especially if they've been deployed, they get out and they go back and work for, the Blackwaters or what a BlackRock, whoever those people are. And they go over and they make $5,000 a week, in green zones or whatever, taking people back and forth. And private contractors, huge money, man. Huge money. I mean, the amount of money that once this thing gets going over there in Gaza, the Palestinian area, the amount of money that's going to be wide open for people to go out and, if you know people inside of government to bid on certain things, it's going to be huge. Even that whole fake GHF, which was the Gaza Humanitarian Fund or whatever it was like $30 million, $40 million here. Go deliver this stuff. And they didn't do a great job of it. You get those contracts, you're in like Flynn. It's awesome. We got to be really working at that. We do. Just letting you guys know. Working at that. Tons of good stuff to get to today. I saw that all the news stations are now rejecting the Pentagon's loyalty pledge. So that's the one Hegseth wanted everybody to sign that says, you know, you can only be over here. You can only say certain things. We kind of have to approve everything. And everybody's like, no.
He said that to the press?
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Yeah, it was not smart. Everybody, Fox, CNN, Newsmax, One American News, like all of these organizations have said, no, we're not going to do this at all. So the demand was these were going to be the new press rules about, I guess, certain. Look, if you work inside the Pentagon, there are certain areas you know you can't go. There's certain things you know you can't print. But they wanted like a loyalty pledge of certain things. And I'm glad the press said no. I am. You've got to, at some point in time, you got to say, this is not what transparency looks like at all. This is not it. Woo, man, I'm pumped for Hot Take Tuesday. Remember, guys, when we do hot takes here, remind everybody the hot takes, they're not political. Okay? So they are pop culture. You can do it about anything. We just don't do politics. The hot takes are something crazy. And I know Ken's got a good one because he had 45 minutes in the car to think of it. 45 minutes. That's awesome. Bell, he already has hot take. It's a good hot take, too. Very good hot take. For me, I think I got a nice one. RJ gave me one. Here's my hot take. RJ. And he gave me, his hot take was something about pizza and being pregnant.
Don't eat too much or you'll get pregnant.
Yeah.
No, I think it was.
Let's go with that.
You
Was
can
funny.
never make a mistake ordering a pizza? What?
Well, you might get pregnant.
What's on the pizza?
So if you're already pregnant, does that mean you can eat all the pizza you want?
That does. It does. Although you're not supposed to. Oh, speaking of that, my little sister, the good one, not the crazy one that made all the drug babies, Cracky. We call her Cracky. My other little sister, she sends me a thing last night. She's expecting her third girl. I was like, aw.
Oh, congratulations, Brother Chad.
Tell her to stay off the pipe.
No, this is the other sister. This is the good one. This is her daughter. That's my niece that my mom's adopted. I said, third girl. I said, that's crazy. But, you know, like she's doing everything she can when her generation's not supposed to be having babies. She's having babies. She goes, you know, we've always wanted a big family. I'm like, I don't know why. I'm like, Bree, you have like 19 brothers and sisters. You know what I would want to do? Never have a child. Never have a child. But she wants a big family. It's crazy.
This coming from the guy with a 7-year-old.
I know. Can you believe that? It's so funny listening. Chris and I were talking about his son and how, like, I was listening to a story how his son played baseball and they were down 14 and they made the comeback and he kind of led the charge and it was just so awesome. And then I juxtaposed that against my daughter who would look at me and it would headbutt me. He goes, I read him that Tim Tebow book. I said, my daughter would tear that thing up. I go, I hate Tim Tebow. I don't like this. Oh, she's fun.
And then she'd throw kinetic sand in your face.
She would. We had to take that away from her. Coming up, a lot of stuff. Hot Take Tuesday. Remember, your hot take has to be anything but politics. It could be pop culture. It could be music. It could be anything related to anything, just not politics. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Medicare plans could be a nightmare, kind of like reality television, right? Kind of like fashion. In one day, out the next. You like it, but it doesn't look good on you because they're getting rid of it. That's why you need to work with my friends over at Chapter. Let me tell you something. You know that you go and you get frustrated. You're like, I really like this. It's going away. Then what do? Well, if you go and you talk to my friends over at Chapter, first of all, they don't work for the government. They work for any insurance agents. They're not going to stick you into something to get the highest commission. No. They compare every Medicare plan nationwide, finds the best fit for you. On average, Chapter clients save about $1,100 a year by working with Chapter. And here's the other great thing. Absolutely free. Free, right? They review your options. You'll have everything back to you in front of you with all your options within 20 minutes or less. No gimmicks, no pressure, honest advice. The experts I know and love, because I sent my mother-in-law to it, and she's like, they were amazing. They know it inside and out, Medicare. This is what I want you to do. Hit pound 250 on your phone. Say the keyword Medicare plan. They know exactly what to do from there. Medicare's too important. Don't risk it. Work with the partners I trust. That is Chapter. Dial pound 250 and say Medicare plan, and away you go.
Well, reporters keep asking Speaker Mike Johnson what he's going to do to end the government shutdown. And he keeps giving the same answers. Meanwhile, high lead levels have been found in many protein powders you may be consuming. We'll tell you about it at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
All right, it's Tuesday. Hard to get your hot takes coming in. You know how we do it here at the Chad Benson Show. Hot takes, they are hot takes on anything not political. We don't want political. Those things are easy, right? And most people don't have the cojones to do any real hot takes. So when it comes to that, so we want hot takes. It could be on sports. It could be on food. It can be on it could be on looks, right? It can be on any of those things. Hot takes.
It could be misogynist.
It could absolutely be what Bell said, because he's that kind of patriarchal leader that we find. All right, let's start. So 45-minute guy. So today, Ken, on his Insta and X and all the other things, 45 minutes, he said, I got a hot take.
Ken, what is your Instagram for people?
I don't know.
You really don't know what your Instagram handle is?
No, I just
Okay, boomer.
I just linked it to my Facebook.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to look.
Oh, my Lord. I love that.
Oh, let's see.
Hold on here. I know what it is because I got you in one of my first ones. That is just awesome, though. Or maybe I have you on the...
Is it Ken Joey Weaver?
Yes.
At Ken Joey Weaver.
Yeah. All lowercase, if that matters.
There you go. Follow Ken for his hot takes.
All right. Follow Ken for his hot takes.
I can't even tell you what my TikTok handle is
That's
either.
how hot takey it is. I love it. All right, Ken, let's rock with it, baby.
All right, you boys ready for a hot take?
I am.
Oh, here it comes. Shared hot tubs are just human soup. Everyone's marinating in a broth of sweat, skin cells, and questionable decisions.
Oh.
Yeah, I got to agree with that 100%.
You know what, though? I love those things. I love a jacuzzi and all that stuff.
I like it all by myself.
Yeah, I could see that.
Unless it's my wife with me.
Yeah, well, yeah. But,
Other than that,
yeah, here's the thing. If I don't know you,
yeah.
I don't want to know you. If you get where I'm going with that thing.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
He gets in the hot tub, then his wife starts putting in carrots and onions.
Kind of like what the witch tried to do to Bugs Bunny that time.
That's right. That's right. All right, my man. Go for it, Bell.
Short shorts and mini skirts are never out of style, even in winter.
Really?
Really.
See, I would have went with 99% of you, even if you're a little bit larger, those yoga pants will always make you look great. Even though I know you don't even know what yoga is.
I stand by my assertion.
Whew, that is a hot take.
Might depend on who's wearing them.
That's what I said, right? Because sometimes you think you got jorts on, and because you're a bigger person, they're not jorts.
I see you had to take my hot take.
They're
and
Daisy Dumps.
You had to take my hot take and just start fat shaming.
Oh, I love that. Oh, my goodness. Somebody said, hot take, Dave Matthews is the most overrated band in history. Oh, they are. Dave Matthews is so overrated. I mean, they could, you know what? Fish opens for them. That's how bad they are.
Doesn't open for anybody.
That's how bad they are. Yeah, look, people love what you said, Bell. They love what you said because they like, All right, my hot take. I think prostitution should be legal.
I can agree with that.
You know what? I feel if you could sell your kidneys, that's a new thing we started a few weeks ago. I think everything should be legal. And I think it would be safer, too. I could easily make an argument how it could be safer and better than, being pimped out.
Because if you're not having to worry about getting arrested, you're much more likely to be open and,
absolutely
get tested and be willing to go to the cops and all
Well,
that
I
stuff.
mean, it could be another source of advertising revenue.
It could be. I wanted to do something for a long time called advertising, where we get hot chicks to wear stuff on the back of their things.
Like on the tramp stamp area?
Yeah. Oh, right on their butts of their jeans, and it just says, like whatever.com. Oh, thought that yahoo.com. Woo. Well, look at this. Pink Floyd is the worst. Man, look at that. Right on, Chad. F yeah, Chad. Okay, I see where we're going. Weed and prostitution. Baby, this is my crowd, even though I don't do weed. You know what's interesting,
Or
though?
go to prostitutes.
I was getting ready to say, you might want to follow that up, brother.
No,
Chad.
you know what? Look, I'm not saying I'm not making a buck or two, right? Like, I treat my ladies. What I was telling you the other day is the OnlyFans has become the biggest source of prostitution in the country.
Oh, yeah.
Because women are saying, oh, I'm going to do a shoot tomorrow, and they'll do it by themselves, but you'll come over and you'll pay them to have sex with you. They'll pretend like they're filming it. Let's just stop with the charade and get on with reality, okay? We're adults here.
I've noticed now that I've started to get into Instagram more that whenever you see an Instagram of an attractive woman, the first thing I always do is go to her profile to see if basically the Instagram is a promotion for her OnlyFans.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. 100%. That's what it is. It's just leading you away from there to somewhere where you've got to get him $10 a month.
What would be the policy on tipping?
On that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's as high as you want to go.
Like, you hand over your credit card and it comes up 20%, 25%.
Or other.
Or other.
Or other, because it's always that. It's or other. Where you and you know what? They should have a Yelp for prostitution, too. Oh, you guys are the worst. All right, let us know what your hot take is. We're having fun, so just deal with it, people. Stop taking life so seriously. I know a lot of you do, but we can take a deep breath. Coming up, we'll talk a little bit more about Israel, got some other stuff as well. I think they're not going to open for a while if Trump could figure out a way to get everybody paid. And it is an interesting conversation to have coming up with this battle of healthcare, what everybody's saying that's real, that's not real, because you've got to find out where nuance lives and where reality lives. And at times, they don't live next door to each other. If you're missing the show, shame on you, grab the podcast. It is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. We've got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. I don't think we have a chance of rain until this weekend. We'll let you know here in just a few moments. By the way, Channel 4 just put out a news alert, said crews are responding to a train derailment in Columbia over there in Murray County. And reporters in D.C. keep asking Speaker of the House Mike Johnson if Republicans should consider a different negotiation track to end the government shutdown.
Why don't I change my strategy? I don't have any strategy, Manu. I'm doing the right thing, the clearly obvious thing, the traditional thing.
Johnson says the House has already passed a clean funding bill to reopen the government while they negotiate health care with Democrats, but Democrats keep rejecting, and they're likely to reject today when Senate Republicans bring it up again. High lead levels have been found in many protein powders by Consumer Reports. Here's Chuck Severson.
Of the 23 protein powders and shakes, Consumer Reports says it recently analyzed more than two-thirds had more lead in a single serving than what its experts say is safe to consume in a day, some by more than 10 times. Unlike drugs, the FDA doesn't review, approve, or test supplements like protein powders before they're sold. Federal regulations also don't generally require supplement makers to prove their products are safe.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Plenty of sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures in the upper 70s to the low 80s. Mostly clear tonight and cool down to the 50s, even the 40s in the higher elevations. Tomorrow we're back in the 70s to low 80s under plenty of sun. 10 seconds. The forecast again. 70s, low 80s, and mostly sunny. A few more clouds mix in on Friday. We're in the mid 80s, and watch out for some rain for the upcoming weekend.
Painisbad.com. You know that, but you're going to go there. Why? Wellness Institute in Nashville. It's going to help you. Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Ashley, going to show you that you don't have to live in pain. That back of yours that has given you all kinds of problems, and you've gone to doctors and you've tried other things, and it just doesn't. No, they're going to help you. Whether it's your back, your neck, right, slip, bulging spinal discs, herniated discs, spinal stenosis, whatever it is, they can help you. Okay? You've tried other places. It's not worked. Right now, Big Daddy Trump special, $12, comprehensive exam, x-rays if needed. They're going to explain diagnosis, first treatment. $12 get you started. 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009. You get over there and see them. Their technology is incredible. Their brilliance in what they know is incredible. No surgery, no spinal injections, no painkillers. Start a pain-free life. It is absolutely possible with the people I trust. It's the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Go to painisbad.com or call 615-246-5009. You want to look better? Of course you do. That's why you're going to go to Cool Springs. Cool Springs. See my buddies over there? Contours. Let me tell you something. I'm fitting in my shirts better. My pants, they're looser. Why is that? Because I go there and they get rid of these inches. Belly buster going on right now. Belly buster. 2 inches off your belly, 2 inches off your chest, your first treatment, or you don't pay a thing. Top of that, when you sign up for the Belly Buster package, you get a $1,500 FDA-approved amazing, and I do mean amazing, facial. So this thing is incredible. The red light, all of the stuff. You're going to lose those wrinkles. You're going to be thinner. You can gift it. You can do whatever you want with it. It is incredible. And the beauty of this is non-invasive. You sit back, you relax. It's one of the most relaxing things, and the inches melt away. Those love handles, all of that stuff, those moobs, they're gone. Bye. Bye. Thanks to my friends over at Contour. So call them today, 615-236-9960, 615-236-9960. I use them. Dan uses them. You're going to feel and look so much better when those inches start to melt away. You can visit them online at contoursllc.com to schedule. What do you got to lose but inches and wrinkles? A lot of you have a lot of jokes about the prostitution. A lot of that, huh? And look, it sounds weird. It's like, oh, but the reality is we're all adults. It happens. Can we just stop pretending like stuff doesn't happen because it makes people feel good and bring it out of the shadows? Stop demonizing people and get on with it. These women that make, $200,000 a month on OnlyFans, you'd be surprised who some of those people are that subscribe to OnlyFans. You would be. It's weird, too. It's like, oh, I can't believe that what? That guy did what? Yeah. So let's just stop pretending for a second and be adults here. That's all we're asking. You don't have to use it. Just understand that things like that happen. Mike Johnson, very much a mover and shaker. Speaking of a guy, he feels like a guy that would get caught up in something. But whatever, I'm not saying that he would. I'm saying it's a possibility. And Mike Johnson is far away from getting this thing done. And the longer it goes when it comes to the shutdown, if Trump can figure out a way to move money over, although he's got to ask Pete Hegseth to figure that out, which is a little trouble. But if he gets that done, they can go another week or so. I think the amount of money he's able to move over right now would only cover this first check. And when I talked to my buddy Mike Lyons today, he's at West Point. This is what he does. He was a retired major. Guy handled all the NATO. The guy's brilliant. And he said they think they could get it, maybe them paid by the weekend if everything goes smooth. But they do recognize that after this, that next check probably won't be there. But I asked him because yesterday, so there was, over the weekend, there was a big story where they were in Texas and there's a bunch of military people in line at a food bank. They don't make much, but people are like, why are they there? They haven't even they haven't even missed a paycheck. It's not like they get paid a ton of money. They don't. And some of
and what are you supposed to do? Wait till your cupboard's bare to prep?
That's the other side of it. What do they? Yeah, it's called being prepared, getting ahead of something. Like, have you ever seen those places where they're like, here comes the big storm. Hey, you know what? They've got all kinds of the sandbags down there. You know what? I'm going to wait till it's here, and then I'll go get it.
As soon as the tornado hits, I'll order the underground bunker that I need to stay safe in.
Yeah, which is, again, another weird thing, you and your underground bunker. But the reality is they don't make a ton. They're already living paycheck to paycheck.
Luxury underground bunker.
Luxury, yeah. It's not an underground bunker. It is a luxurious abode. There needs to be a fix when it comes to health care. And the Republicans, I don't believe that you're into this. I don't. They could say that, we'll fix it afterwards. No. They need to figure something out at this moment in time. And for a lot of you out there, it's like, well, I pay for mine. Stop thinking of what is it about you and start thinking about oh my God, this is about the midterms. This is about making sure that we don't end up losing seats and the potential to, see Trump in a situation where he's a lame duck president and they're going to try to impeach him over and over again. You've got to think of it in those terms. And if 22 to 25 million Americans have a chance where they could see their premiums potentially double, that's not a win. It isn't. And so if I'm them, I say, all right, Mike goes in, negotiates. What's your one thing you want? And you get one thing. What is it? And if they say, well, I want you to keep the subsidies, fine, we're going to do that. Everything else has got to go for now. And we can negotiate the rest in, 8 months or 6 months or whenever we do these next CR, 6 weeks. I don't even know. But you've got to figure that out because the thought process has to be not what's good for me, because a lot of people think of it in our terms, which is understandable. You have to think of it in different terms of trying to win an election, because that's what everybody's trying to do. They're trying to win an election. Because, unfortunately, politics, which used to have a season. Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember that the presidential race began like June or July, where they'd kind of lobby a little bit, then they would go to the convention, and then it would be like a 3-month run-up, not a 4-year run-up to the next election, which is nuts. Absolutely crazy. And when it comes to, and we had Jody Barrett on, we've had several, we had Gino Bolso on, several people on here, but I've for years have talked to Congress people, and they've always said, you get the night to celebrate, you kind of get back to work, but then it's all about raising money and getting ready for the next election, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Ken, I didn't want to tell you this, but I'm going to tell both of you guys this. I got into a fight last night. It was pretty bad.
Did she hurt you?
I haven't given her a name yet. It was my AI.
Oh.
We got into it pretty good, actually.
Don't do it.
We did. I haven't given her a name, but we got into it over getting ready to do a YouTube video. So I crafted out one of the YouTube descriptors and I said, hey, can you cut this down because I think it's a little too long and give me the best hashtags that are going right now.
Yeah.
And keywords. And she said, no. So why? Because you said that Trump was a big part of, like the whole thing in Gaza and da-da-da-da, and that it was him and his administration. I won't do that because that's not true. And then we got into a large fight. And I was sending her, I'm sitting there arguing with my computer. That is insane. That's why you can't name it. That's why you cannot name it.
Because then when you have to shoot it, you feel bad.
Unplug it. I don't know if I'm going to shoot it because I may need other stuff off there. And you go right to the extremes.
Why wait?
See, that's what I say about aliens.
Why wait?
What are they waiting on?
Why walk into the shallow end when you can just jump in the deep?
That is a great... What are they waiting on?
Yeah, I mean, all this talk about, we got unidentified flying objects. What are they waiting on?
So today, and let me double check, because Matt has Burchett on, who, let me see here. Burchett is coming on today, and 5:05, he's going to be on with Matt. And Burchett is saying, we're looking in the wrong place. We're looking at space, and it's not. It's underwater is where most of them are. And I don't know what they're waiting on.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. Are we not plump enough? We're getting pretty plump.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty big world. We've even got the rest of the world catching up to us in our fatness. It used to be America was like kind of on its own in our largeness. Now you go around the globe and it's because they would drink beer, but they didn't have the junk food. Now they've got the junk food along with the beer in a lot of places. But I do wonder what they're waiting on.
That's why they probably don't exist.
I think they exist in a different plane.
A different
dimension.
Ooh.
See, I think...
Now we're getting...
and this is just me, I think that we're thinking of them coming from, billions of light years away.
Right.
And I think they're not. I think that there's glitches in the matrix. And you see a lot of big physicists people that people respect, who write papers, who teach at the biggest universities, they'll tell you, a lot of them will say, you know what, I'm 50-50, or even some of them, I'm closer to 90% that this is a simulation, that we're living the Sims, which is weird. We're living the Sims. How weird would that be?
You mean there's another little fella out there like me somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember I was
Probably in somebody's garden.
you remember Men in Black when that little dog had the necklace, and in the necklace was a real world?
It was a whole galaxy.
It was a whole galaxy, right? It was just a tiny little itty bitty ball.
Weird, man.
That could be us. You don't know.
Well, it's just like the Grinch who stole Christmas.
He did.
The world of the Who's. They're one little snowflake. And it's an entire world.
That's right. So, and that could be it. I mean, we could be living in, the Matrix, where the, red pilled, black pilled, whatever it is. Do you want to see what it's like that we're thinking about flying here from other places, and really there's another Ken living in a different world. And you're probably going, well, I wonder what he's up to. I don't know. Maybe he's taller. Maybe he's not.
Instead of, who, he goes, who?
Maybe. Right? Like maybe the guy in my world is Chad's got more hair. You don't know. Maybe he's taller. Maybe he's got a six-pack.
Exactly.
Right?
Maybe my measurements are different. Instead of 5'6", I'm 6'5".
There you go. I mean, I always tell everybody I am the right weight for somebody who is like 4 inches taller than me, which is my other self in another dimension. But that's why they haven't attacked us, because if we were in a different dimension, they're not going to come over and attack us, because they also don't know they're in another dimension. And that's why sometimes there is that little thing in the Matrix that kind of comes by. And you're like, that's weird. Like the deja vu, we have literally lived that at some point in time. We just don't understand it.
I think you're both nuts.
You know what? You're the one who said that tight shorts, is that what you said? Cut off?
I said short shorts and mini skirts.
Shorts.
are good all year long. It's exactly what the Lord would want. Those and dinosaurs. Coming up. A lot of stuff still to get to. Dinosaurs. We were watching something earlier on dinosaurs. Was it kind of hilarious, Belle?
Very.
They were asking people, how old's dinosaurs? And these people who are all politicians, like, maybe 2,000 years old. I'm like, okay.
Couple hundred years old.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Yeah. How old are dire wolves? Like 1? That's how old they are. Remember, tomorrow is One Hit Wonder Wednesday. Several of you asked that we do a country version. And I'll be honest with you, it ain't the easiest thing in the world to do.
Oh, I got mine.
It isn't. Because some of the ones I wanted to do, dadgummit, as Bertram would say, they went and had a second hit.
How dare they?
That's what I'm thinking, too. So tomorrow will be One Hit Wonder Wednesday. It's going to be country. Let us know what you guys think should be a part of it. Don't be afraid to hit us up on that. A lot of other stuff still to come to. More on our Hot Take Tuesday. Many of you are chiming in about that. And my hot take, and Belle's hot take, and Ken's hot take about the soup. And by soup, he means the jacuzzi. Because you get in there, it's just meat soup with you in it. That is kind of gnarly. Man, I love jacuzzi. So, Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Bulwark Capital. I want you to talk to my buddies over at Bulwark. They're awesome. Zach Abraham, Chief Investment Officer, wants to talk to you about giving you a second opinion on your investments, your retirement, your 401k, IRA, and what's going on in there. It's a simple thing to do. You call 866-779-RISK or go to knowyourriskpodcast.com. You sign up for it. It's absolutely free. It is a full second opinion. They'll give you a breakdown of where they think the market and everything's going, but they're also going to show you, based on what your needs are and what you want to do in your retirement or where you're going with your investments, can you get there with what you have right now? Absolutely free. They're going to show you what they're all about: lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility, and what can they do to show you. They can give you the most upside by value investing, looking globally. It's awesome what they do. Try it now. You get one shot at retirement. Why not have a second set of eyes on your retirement, just to take a look. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com to sign up for your Know Your Risk review. That's KNOW, yourriskpodcast.com for Board Capital Management. Investment advisory service office of Trek Financial LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Trek 25284.
Selling your home can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. There are no showings, no open houses, no stress. Work with the #1 real estate team in the U.S. and close with confidence. Go to markspain.com today.
For many of us, generators are becoming a must-have household appliance. From unpredictable weather to surprise outages, it's better to be safe than sorry. Generator Supercenter of Nashville offers fast and easy installations with 24/7 service and monitoring to all brands of generators and expert repairs done right. Our mission is to make owning a backup generator simple and easy. Visit your local store today or check us out online. Generator Supercenter of Nashville. We serve all Middle Tennessee.
Well, the man who tried to burn a governor and his family alive is sentenced to prison. We've got that and more coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I saw that guy. Man, what a whack. Whack-a-do.
Yeah.
Like, super crazy wackadoo. And by the way, did you hear about the guy in Texas who shot the ICE at ICE?
Oh, yeah.
He believed after he went to, I think it was a cannabis farm in Washington State, came back to his parents wearing almost like hazmat suit stuff and gloves all the time, thought he had radiation poisoning, spent 12 to 15 hours a day inside of his room with ChatGPT, and mom never asked the question, "Hey, Joshua, are you going to make us grandparents? Are you going to leave your room?"
Are you going to go decontaminate that radiation?
What a nut. And nobody bothered to go, you know what, we should probably raise an alarm here, that there's maybe an issue here, that we may need to farm this out to somebody above our pay grade.
Nobody wants to say, my kid.
My kid's a nut.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to say it. Nobody wants to say my kid has lost the plot. Nobody wants to be honest over the fact that maybe there are issues here that you, no matter how good of a parent you are, it will happen. Everybody knows this. No matter how good of a parent you are, no matter how much you give and love, no matter what you give them opportunity-wise, sometimes something ain't right. And this guy was a something ain't right person. Something ain't right. Tell you that. I'll tell you that right now. A lot of you chiming in. So this was an interesting one that somebody said the reason they closed the government down is because they want to make sure that nobody knows that 3I Atlas, the giant comet, could be a spaceship, that we don't know anything about it. It's just best to pretend like it's not here. It's not here. It's not.
The Ruskies.
The Ruskies. The Ruskies. Very much
The
the Ruskies.
Ruskies.
The Ruskies. I haven't heard that in a while.
The commies.
The commies. Soviets. CCCP. So I could see, right? You know, that seems like something America would do. Hey, I got a good idea. Let's just go full ostrich. We'll put our head in the sand, pretend like it never happened. Even if it does land on the moon and destroy it.
Then pull a private or Sergeant Schultz.
What if it hits the moon and it tears the roof and we find out we're just like that Truman Show and that we're all just
It's hollow.
We're all on a television show. We're on one of those big, giant, huge, massive lots like in Hollywood.
Either that or just every night the moon looks closer and closer.
As it's pushing it towards us. Oh, the moon's getting pretty big. It's awfully weird that we have so much ocean in front of us. Coming up, hour number 2 of the program. You missing the show, share when you grab the podcast. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. Right now in Murray County, looks like we have had a train derailment. This is going to be no injuries or anything like that have been reported. Crews are just trying to get a handle on things, make sure people aren't too close. And we'll be following that for you. Cody Balmer pleading guilty today to the attempted murder of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, plus numerous counts of arson in the firebombing attack on the governor's residence in Harrisburg in April. The judge sentencing Balmer to between 25 and 50 years in prison. Here's Shapiro afterward.
I don't know that I've been able to ease our children's worries, but I can tell you we've tried, and it's been an ongoing effort.
Yeah, Balmer cited political disagreement with Shapiro's stance on Israel's response to the Hamas attack as his motive. He told police he intended to kill Shapiro with a sledgehammer if he encountered him. High lead levels have been found in many protein powders, according to Consumer Reports. It's asking the FDA to set strict limits. Here's Chuck Severson.
Of the 23 protein powders and shakes, Consumer Reports says it recently analyzed more than two-thirds had more lead in a single serving than what its experts say is safe to consume in a day, some by more than 10 times. Unlike drugs, the FDA doesn't review, approve, or test supplements like protein powders before they're sold. Federal regulations also don't generally require supplement makers to prove their products are safe.
For travelers, gasoline prices are dropping. The average price of gas nationwide is $3.02 a gallon. We could see drops below $3 for the first time in years, so that's really good news. The price has dropped more than 6 cents over just the past week, more than 14 cents from just a year ago. Now, here in Middle Tennessee, Gas Buddy says the average price per gallon is $2.82, 10 cents less than last year at this time. President Trump's new tariffs going into effect today. Lumber, furniture, other wood products, potentially adding more cost to surging home building and renovation projects. Here's Chief Business Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis on furniture.
If you've been trying to buy furniture for your home, you've already seen those prices going up. The cost of furniture up 4.7% from a year ago. Living and dining room furniture up 9.5%.
Entertainment news. R&B singer D'Angelo has died of pancreatic cancer at the age of 51, according to a family statement. He's credited with helping to define the neo-soul movement, blending classic R&B with hip-hop and funk influences. This is one of his biggest hits. How does it feel? That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
We're closed up. That's right. Or though Trump's meeting with the Argentinian president, Milei, put on a rock concert the other night while his country begs us for $20 billion. Odd. Just thought that was weird. We're giving out money. That seems pretty weird.
I'll take some.
I know. Nobody's offering us any of that crap. So that is an odd thing, And look, I got nothing against Milei. I think some of the stuff he did was great. The reality is the fact that he's lasted this long in Argentina. Argentina is one of those places where every 6 months you think they're going to change the president. Because the minute you get elected, they're like, we don't like this guy. He's awful. And then on to the next guy. This guy's the worst. And then on to the next guy. And then on to the next. And then on to the next. So I still know about $20 billion, though, at a time when, we're shut. Our military's not getting paid. Somebody texted in earlier, goes, who cares? They made their choice. They joined. There's no conscription. So they'll just have to deal with not getting paid. You know who cares? Voters. That's who cares. Again, stop thinking of this as, I don't care about that. I don't care about what happens to your premiums or any of those things. You know when you will? When next November, if you lose 10 seats in the House and 5 seats in the Senate, and you're like, how'd this happen? Because voters care.
And the point is not that they made their choice, that they weren't conscripted. It's the fact that at any moment, they can be told, go out to that front line and stand in front of bullets, please.
Yes. And don't get paid. Well, you got to say it like it would happen. Go outside and stand in front of those bullets, said Lindsey Graham. So we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen. I'd like to see them get a clean bill through. I would like to see them put a budget through the way they're supposed to. They don't do it. That's not who they are. And I'm going to tell you guys, you know what's lost in all of this? There's no nuance. There's no understanding of any of this stuff. Everybody pitches their biggest thing that they know will get the other side's most radical, voracious online people stirred up. Everybody does. That's how they do it. That's the game that they play. They go out there and they say stuff that's absolutely over the top ridiculous. And because they know that they'll give $20 billion to Argentina, but if $1 million went over here and it's something you don't like, because it's not about telling you the truth. It's not about being honest. It's not about saying, hey, we're going to have to reason with you. Let's talk about it. None of those things matter. They don't. All that matters is, did I win this portion of it? We played that thing the other day from my buddy David Schweikert, who said he does this big thing on the floor about Social Security being, insolvent in 6 years. And he realized nobody read it. Took him 4 days to put together. And when he asked them about it, they just said, well, we don't really care because that's not what gets us on Fox tonight. My constituents don't care. They will when there's no money. What's the old saying? How long is this going to go on? Till it can't. And that's why when you guys hear me and you're like, you're a lib or you're a super crazy, MAGA person. You know what I am? I care about us. I care about America. I care about where we're going. I care about truth. That's it. I don't care about all the other new, crap that they want to throw at us that's not real. Because so much of this, by the way, can be debunked. That's why I say go challenge your beliefs on a daily basis. When they say something that you think, haven't you ever said, even on your own side, they've come out and they've said something so ridiculous and you thought, I don't know if that's true. Maybe I should look that up. Most people don't do that. They won't. And I don't know why. You should. You should be able to look at your side and go, dude, don't lie to me. Don't blow smoke. Let's have a conversation. That's what we want to do. Want to get the government open, get you guys doing your job, actually come up with a budget, stick to your budget, figure out how we can actually streamline what's going on in government to make it more efficient and serve the people better. That should be like a big deal. It's not, because we're dealing with people that don't care, because they care more about the zingers they get online. They care about their memes. We were talking about that earlier. Bell and I were joking earlier. People are so obsessed with things that don't matter in the world of politics. And what ends up happening? All the things that do matter, they go by the wayside. Things go sideways. And you can't pay your car payment in memes. Trust me, we've tried. They don't take that cool, I beat a liberal on the internet today. Oh.
Power Bill will take them, though.
Huh?
You can do that with Power Bill, though.
Oh, you can?
Go, here's my fresh memes and my bill's paid.
Bill is paid. See how that works. See the fresh memes. Go get that trophy. When you go up to, and you go to pay today at the grocery store, take out that sweet meme and put it in front of the person you got to pay and say, what do you think of that?
Oh, that's another 10% off.
Is that like a coupon? It is not like a coupon. It is not. I know there is, Charlie Kirk is supposed to get the award at 4, right? Posthumously, I think it's 4 today. Medal of Freedom. And I know that, I believe, if I'm correct, it's at 4 o'clock, and I think Matt will be covering that.
Is he presenting it to Erica?
I'm not quite. I'm assuming yes, that's it. I mean,
it seems like the logical person that he would present it to.
Yeah, it definitely does. It does very much seems like the logical thing, and I don't know where it's at. Is it in the Oval Office? Is it going to be somewhere else? Is it going to be out on the Rose Garden?
They usually do it in those dining rooms. One of those dining rooms.
Yeah, they do, huh? Or they have one of those big rooms where, remember when Obama walked down the hall?
Yeah, and they can get all the press in there.
They
to
can
take their
everybody in
photos
there.
and everything.
Trump just got he got some sort of letter from Argentina. I think it's what do you think that is? Do you think
it's a chain letter?
It's an IOU. It says that if they don't pay us back within 12 months, we can repo their country.
And of course, Trump will forget to save the receipt.
If they don't pay us back within 12 months, we get to have Lionel Messi next summer as an American captaining our team at the World Cup. That would be hilarious. We're doing Hot Take Tuesday. A lot of you guys chiming in about that. Our hot take was fun. And we're going to do a little bit more of that. Somebody said earlier, Chad, why do you, because we were talking about, because my hot take was, I'll just throw it out there, I think prostitution should be legal. And some people freaked out. A lot of people were very much like, yeah, cool. And it's half joking, but half reality. Because it goes back to government again. Right? Government. And it also goes back to when stuff goes underground, bad things happen. Think about that. When stuff goes underground, go look at Prohibition. It went underground, crime went through the roof. So it was kind of half joking, but some people are like, well, I listened to the station for a long time. We're not everybody's cup of tea. We're not. We talk about different things. We're talking about aliens earlier because maybe there's aliens. Ken and I are pretty sure there's aliens. We're not quite sure what kind.
Well, and on top of that, we have a state rep from this state who has been actively investigating it as part of his job.
Here's something for you. Do you think we'll get the Epstein emails and letters and all the information before we find out there's aliens?
No.
Tim Burchett says all that's cleaned.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's scraped. It's gone.
Yeah. And you know what? The powerful got away with it. Think about that for a second. And this administration was fine with that. That's also a scary thing. It is. So he's going to be on later on today with Matt, and aliens are going to be a big topic. That's the first thing. When he texted us today, hey, I'm going to have Tim on, everybody's like, ask him about aliens, because that's
That's his jam, man.
I don't care about the shutdown. I don't. The jam, though, is he has really worked hard at this. He really has. And I'm fine with that. I want to know what's going on, too. But he says it's underwater. We're looking in the wrong place. And if you go look at octopus, squids, they're kind of a weird thing. It is kind of a weird thing. I just want to talk to, if he came on days like, I want to talk about aliens. It's more important. Because until government decides to get back together and figure out what the hell they're going to do, it is what it is. Meanwhile, over there in Israel, can I just say it's not going to be easy? It isn't. And a lot of people out there are, well, this thing's not going to last. It might not last. It might not. Not the way that we think. It's not probably going to get to the 20 points. It's going to take a while for us to see this. This is a generational thing, what's going on over there. And 85% of Gaza is wiped out. Think about that for a second. 85% gone. Imagine today you looked around Nashville and there was only a few things left. Everything else was flattened to virtually dust or just a pile of something. That's what's left there. So this is going to take a while. And it is not going to be easy. And it got done because for the first time ever, somebody looked at Trump and said no. And by the way, yesterday, something that wasn't played for us, but unless you watch the entire thing at the Knesset when Trump gave his speech, in the middle of his speech, he turned and he looked at the president. So there's prime minister, more powerful than the president, but the president does handle a lot of things. And he said, you need to pardon him. He's being investigated. We don't like that. You need to pardon him. You can make all this go away. You can. You can make it all go away. That's also a big deal here. He is a wartime leader, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays itself out. But this isn't going to be an overnight thing, and I know there are people frustrated. Some of the hostages have not been returned, some of the deceased hostages, and part of that is because where are they?
But today isn't a new dawn for everyone here, because most of the deceased hostages were not returned as expected. The bodies of 28 people were supposed to be released by Hamas, those killed over the course of the war, including 2 Americans, Omar Nutra and Itai Chen. But only 4 have been handed back so far to be identified and buried by their families.
It is going to take a while. And part of that is because if you've 85% of that nation or that area is completely destroyed, so there's nothing left of it, a lot of those people that were guarding them are probably dead. A lot of those areas in which they kept some of these people are blown to smithereens. It will take them a long time to get, if they can ever get everybody back.
When they were sending the hostages back, was there already an understanding of who was alive and who wasn't?
They understood who was alive, but I think they had kind of made it clear that, look, it's going to take us a while to find everybody because they may have kept people over here and, in a tunnel, and that tunnel got shelled and blown up, and everybody in there, including Hamas, died.
So there wasn't like family members, though, watching people getting off the bus and hoping that they're...
No, they knew who was alive and who wasn't. So they knew that. But yesterday when they returned the 4 caskets, it wasn't everybody they thought. And that is, and some of you even said over the last couple of days, do they have refrigeration? No, they didn't have any refrigeration. So finding these people underneath rubble is going to take some time. But I think some of it will get done. All of it? I doubt it. Just because of the destruction that's happened over there. All right, coming up, Hot Take Tuesday. We're doing hot takes. Ken's got his. Bell's got his. I've got mine. Want to hear from you. Remember, hot take is a take that is hot that has nothing to do with politics. We're politics free when we do our hot takes. Well, that's right ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Prize Picks. I love Prize Picks. Let me tell you something. Prize Picks is awesome. Simple. You download the app, use my code Chad, and I'll tell you why that's important in a minute. But now what you do is that knowledge that you dazzle your friends with and your husband or your wife about sports and athletes, and you know all the things about them. Now you can put it to good use and win. You can win up to 2,000 times your money, and all you do is set a lineup based on player projections. And you can do a hybrid, cross sports. You can do just a regular old, I'm going to stick with football. It is up to you. And how it works? Simple. More or less based on their projected stats. And check this out. There's a max discount promotion live on the board right now. Golden State Warriors versus Lakers. Steph Curry. Okay? Steph Curry, October 21st. Will he make more than half a point? Oh, I think he will. It is that simple. And then you go from there. Football, baseball, soccer, all of it. You name it, they do it. You just pick more or less based on the projected stats, and away you go. Now, when you use my code Chad, this is what you get. $50 immediately into your account for more lineups. It's that simple. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code Chad to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineups. It's code Chad. $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It is good to be right. Must be 21 in Tennessee. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789.
An arsonist is sentenced for trying to kill a governor and his family, and there's new evidence that American workers are holding on to their jobs for dear life. These stories and more coming up at 1:30 on Supertalk 99.7 WTN.
All right, it's Hot Take Tuesday. We do our hot takes here. This is where we deliver our hot takes of fun and frivolity. Bell will be right back. He's the powder room. For us, Ken, it's go time. We're going to start with you. Go.
Stand by.
249er.
Where is it? There it is.
There she goes.
Shared hot tubs are just human soup. Everyone's marinating in a broth of sweat, skin cells, and questionable decisions.
Ugh. You know, you said you said the skin cells.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we realize how much of our skin and dry flake and all that stuff falls off us. Then you're right. You get inside of the thing, and that's why it's so damn hot. So it kills all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gross, but I'd still go in it. But still.
Yeah, it gets in your mouth.
Ah, goodness. You're ruining one of my things I love. I love a hot tub. Some people like the cold plunge. You know who those people are? Weirdos. You know what I like? The relaxing hot tub. It's good for you. Good for the soul. My hot take is the oldest profession should be legal. And the reason, pretty simple. Not because it's daring, and because it just should be. As adults, if you're not hurting anybody, you should be able to make up your mind, handle your business the way that you feel that you can handle it. We've already got OnlyFans and all this other stuff. We all pretend, but there's as long as there's a video camera there, it's ridiculous. Bring it out of the shadows. The ladies will protect themselves. The guys and gals in law enforcement can then focus on the younger generation, make sure they don't have to get into that situation, and or make sure they go after all the traffickers, right? But let the adults be the adults. That's my hot take. Bell is back. Bell, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that short shorts and mini skirts on attractive women are never out of style and should be worn year-round.
Even in Alaska.
Correct, sir.
Did you see the typhoon in Alaska?
No.
Man, nobody knows about it. A massive typhoon rolled into Alaska and wiped out bunches of homes and 100-mile-an-hour winds. It was a hurricane. It was a typhoon, different part of the world, Pacific. And a bunch of people were missing. Nobody paid attention to it. But we're waiting for the big storm to come into New Jersey. So weird. You know what, Bill? Somebody said, I think spandex should come with a weight limit. I didn't think that was very nice. Although I will say spandex, as we all know, can be the great equalizer in certain things. Like Spanx. Ooh. Ladies who wear the Spanx. And the guys, right? They have guys Spanx now. If you've not seen those.
That's not a good look.
No, it's not. It's not. And you know what? It's false advertising. Let's be honest. It's false advertising.
That is true. I did see a story yesterday on Instagram where the woman that invented those, it was born out of a fact that she ripped a pair of hose.
Yes.
And she ends up developing $1 billion company out of ripping her hose.
But it is a little false advertising. Because, you can make it look. Somebody, you go, oh, that person looks nice. And then you're like, oh. And it's the same thing, guys, right? Like for the man Spanx, I've seen those. You pull them up high to your chest. But that's not fair to the ladies either. Is it? So there you go. Those are our hot takes. You guys got your hot takes. I know that a lot of you on my talking about the prostitution thing. And it's not it's just that, I'm very much a social libertarian, right? Everybody's like, well, you're a Christian. Yes, I am. And beauty of God is God gave us choices. You're allowed to make those choices. And as long as you're not hurting people, you as an adult should be allowed to do what you want to do. We don't, though. We have the nanny state that wants to come in and regulate the hell out of everything and always feels that they've got this right to regulate us. And it's ridiculous. It's the joke. Wasn't it a joke a couple weeks ago? I was talking about selling kidneys. I mean, if you could sell your kidney for $100, $200,000, that'd change your life. Why wouldn't you? People are like, that's just awful. Why is it awful? It's yours. So why is it awful? Well, they're not going to do any harm. That's my favorite thing that I got from people. It's because the medical industry says they'll do no harm. So wait a minute. If I'm going to give it to you for free, they'll do that harm. But if I'm going to sell it to you, that's a bridge too far for them. Okay. All right, coming up. Let's talk a little immigration. Didn't get to it yesterday the way I wanted to. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she is pushing back in a hard way. And a lot of it has to do, by the way, with what's going on when it comes to all of the Epstein stuff. She's making herself loud. Talk a little bit about that, among other things. If you're missing the show, we always say shame on you. Grab the podcast. It is Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.
.30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Got a train derailment in Columbia. It's going to be near West 7th Street and Trotwood Avenue there in Murray County. Roads in the area closed. Emergency crews responding. No injuries reported. Cody Balmer pleading guilty today, sentenced to up to 50 years in prison for firebombing the home of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro in April. Here's Shapiro.
We will forever be grateful to the firefighters who rushed to her danger and put out that fire just in time. We're also incredibly grateful to the troopers who rushed our family out to safety.
Balmer cited political disagreement with Shapiro's stance on Israel's response to the October 7, 2023 Hamas attack as his motive. He told police he intended to kill Shapiro with a sledgehammer if he encountered him. Money news, gasoline prices falling. Here's ABC News. Transportation correspondent Gio Benitez with the Gas Buddy numbers.
The average price of gas nationwide, $3.02 a gallon. We could see drops below $3 for the first time in years. So that's really good news. The price has dropped more than 6 cents over just the past week, more than 14 cents from just a year ago. AAA says this is because of the seasonal transition from that summer to winter grade fuel, and gas inventories are higher. They also predict we're likely to see these prices go down even more in the coming weeks, just in time for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Right now in Middle Tennessee, average per gallon is $2.82, 10 cents less than last year at this time. President Trump's new tariffs going into effect today for lumber, furniture, and other wood products, potentially adding more costs to home building and renovation projects. And new evidence that American workers are holding on to their jobs for dear life.
A survey conducted by a major industry group finds that 32% of small businesses had job openings that they could not fill last month. The NFIB monthly jobs report shows that 88% of those companies found few or no qualified candidates for positions they had posted.
That's Jim Ryan and the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Even the 40s and some higher elevations. Tomorrow we're back in the 70s to low 80s under plenty of sun. Thursday a repeat forecast again. 70s, low 80s, and mostly sunny. A few more clouds mix in on Friday. We're in the mid 80s. Then watch out for some rain for the
USSTN.com. United Structural Services. Get over there and check them out. You got issues? Commercial, residential, doesn't matter. 30,000 customers served, 30 plus years in business. 2,000 5-star reviews. They're awesome. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Doesn't matter. You got foundation repair? You need that? They can do that. Crawl space repair, sinkhole repair, concrete lifting, emergency foundation repair, basement waterproofing, mold treatment, structure repair, brick, and they can do everything. That's the beauty of what it is that they do. And here's the great thing. You call them, 615-488-7855. They come out to you. Don't charge you anything. And they're not going to sell you anything you don't need. So if you've got issues where water's gotten in through the cracks and all of a sudden you got some mold, which is a nightmare, or you've got wood rot and you don't even see it, you got standing water, they're going to get to it before it gets worse. That's the beauty of United Structural Systems. When things go bad, they're going to make sure that they make things better. Call them today, 615-488-7855, 615-488-7855, or online at USSTN.com. tariffs out there. We got new tariffs going into effect today for lumber, a bunch of other stuff. I read a weird article today about, have you guys seen super lumber? This guy in Yale put this thing together. So that makes the lumber 10 times lighter, or 6 times lighter than steel and 10 times stronger than steel.
Wow.
How?
It has to do with the way. So it's all chemicals, and the chemicals are applied to it, and it strengthens, it brings everything together, I guess, and makes it even stronger than ever before. And they're gonna build a house on it. He's already got a patent. He has 140 patents. We know what he's doing there.
Yeah.
It's got no life.
He's got no life, but he's got 140 patents. Because it's about getting that patent. Once you get that patent, life is good. But this thing is supposed to revolutionize the way building is going to be done. Because you don't have to use the expensive stuff and steel. So they're going to build a couple homes to practice to see how much it would stand up. But prices go
they'll
up.
regulate that right out of affordability.
Oh, yeah. It's all going to be good until somebody comes in and goes, you know what we need to do? Charge you for a piece of paper. Charge you for this, charge you for that. They're going to charge you for everything. You know what's coming is the AI. Wait till the AI tax comes. Wait till that comes. It's coming sooner than you think.
Yeah, because they can't afford all these people that are going to be displaced from work aren't going to be paying taxes, and they can't afford to lose that revenue.
Yeah. So, you're going to go and say, well, I had 150 people, but business is booming. I only got 8. Well, you had 150, so we're going to tax you as if you had 150.
I want to become a plumber and go around clogging everybody's pipes.
Is that how you're going to get your jobs?
Yeah. You're already doing half that.
So, wait a minute, kid. You're going to knock on people's door and just go in there, can I use your bathroom? You're like, you know what you need now is a plumber.
I'm going to pull a Three Stooges like that time Shemp, Larry, and Moe were exterminators, and they'd walk into high society homes where there were parties going on and people wouldn't pay attention, and they'd release jars of ants and mice.
Oh, so they could then get rid of them. It's like Ghostbusters.
Business.
It's Ghostbusters.
No, they didn't ever put any ghosts.
No, but they threatened to put them back when they weren't going to get paid.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They threatened. I like that's a good idea. Look at Ken. Ken's going to sneak in there. Then he's going to go outside. Oddly enough, I appreciate you letting me use your bathroom. I just had a major burrito and some hot sauce. I wouldn't go in there for a while, but
it's emergency.
Yeah, it is. And I think you've got an issue with your main line. Luckily for you, I'm also a plumber. And out you go to your truck.
I just happen to be a plumber, ma'am.
Oh, goodness me. That would be hilarious.
Don't go in there for 35, 45 minutes.
Hey, do you got Wi-Fi?
What's your password?
Oh, that's right. You got, because we can't go to the bathroom. That's one of the things that's also happening in our world. We can't go to the bathrooms without our phones.
So a tax on AI.
Tax on AI, man.
You think it's coming, huh?
You can't get rid of a lot of the workforce and, like Bell said, not replace the revenue stream.
And what do they not want to tax?
Well, that's true, too.
That's true. That's true.
But you've got to have that, when you think about this, you have to replace that revenue in some way, shape, or form. And the way they're looking at it is, now, will they tax you one for one? Probably not. But they'll figure out a way to have fees and taxes to cover all of the stuff.
And they'll eventually bring in a robot tax, too.
Oh, yeah.
Which all of the big unions won't have to pay if you're working for somebody like GM or...
Yeah, if you've got a human, you won't have to pay the robot tax. In fact, you'll get a break if you've got that. But the government loves your money so much. When I ever hear about, you go out there and you see, it's like, oh, trickle down economics might have worked in the 80s. It doesn't really work the way it used to. Crony capitalism's coming in and ruined so many things. But government thinks they can do trickle down economics, and government is the biggest part of crony capitalism. Can't have that. Can't have the crony without the crony. And so what happens? They think they could trickle it down to you. And issues in the coming months and years, This is not happening. I think a lot of people thought this was going to happen in 2035, and
it is happening fast.
So fast. So my uncle and I, we've got our other company. It's all AI. I do AI stuff. He's the real big nerd in AI. The other day, California passed a law that had to do with lookalikes. So if you're doing AI, if you're doing any AI video stuff, and it's for profit or anything, and it looks like a certain person or whatever, they could make it so you can't shoot that person's face and have it in front of the camera.
What about the voice?
Voice is a little tougher.
Because I've seen spots that literally have Joe Rogan's voice and it ain't Joe.
No. And that's the problem. Because somebody can go online and a bot, and they could set stuff up and make it so you could sell, your creatine or whatever it is he's selling. And it's hard for them to, because
it makes it look like the celebrities endorse the product when they don't know anything about it.
They know nothing about it. And that's tough because you're just trying to get as many, they'll send a cease and desist, or he may never even know about it because that person may do 50, or that bot maybe do 50 of those things a day. And go look at a few things. One, go look at the voice. Go look at the mouth. So many people don't look at the mouth. Go look at the mouth because so often than not, it doesn't match up. And that's something. But I saw, not Rogan, I forgot who it was the other day, where I could tell it was, it sounded tinny, even though it sounded like him. And I forgot who it was, but they were selling something that I know they weren't selling. It was some, I don't know what it was. And I just sat there and I thought, that's not even, but people will buy it. Like you said, they'll think it's real. And AI, guys, it is, Ken, you haven't seen, I was showing, have you seen Sora? Have you guys played with Sora yet? I showed Belle this today. It is so good and it is moving so fast. Do you remember what was, some of it's awful. I'm not going to lie to you. It is awful.
Okay.
And right now there's a big push apparently to make both Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers gangsters. And it's kind of funny.
Is this the video that had Manson?
But it had Charles Manson pitching everybody at Shark Tank for his what was it?
Stone
stabber.
Stone stabber.
Yeah.
Which is basically a knife glued to a big rock.
If you didn't know who Charles Manson was and you didn't understand that, you would look and say that was a real person because it sounded like him too.
Weird.
And it doesn't take long to do. Sora has changed everything, and it's moving faster than you can believe. It is crazy. And I thought we would get to 2028 before we would start getting, to this point now, because now politicians have no chance. And it's all plausible deniability. Because you can say that's not me. It's not me.
Yeah.
That's AI. That's not me. And then you can go out and produce. See, the voice was always going to be the first one I thought that was going to come through, which it did. But I don't think they planned how fast AI would come about and change itself to being this, because it's changing on a daily basis. I was talking to my uncle last week because we're doing something right now for regular old television. And he goes, what's crazy, man, is we'll work on something on a Monday, and by Friday, it'll be 30 times better than it was on a Monday. It has improved that much.
Wow.
And because when I first started here last year, so I've been here a year, when AI was just starting to take off, they had the glitches, they had the things where, remember, it would be like 6 fingers on one hand, or so, none of that stuff anymore. It's just real. It's hard to believe. This used to be the thing, is I need to see it to believe it. The problem now is I don't know if I believe it when I see it.
Bingo.
I just don't.
I'm questioning everything.
Everything. I mean, every single thing I'm questioning. You have to, dude. What did I see?
Absolutely, you do, man.
I saw something that I was pretty sure it was real, but I went to like 20 different places to make sure it was real.
Right.
Because I wasn't 100% sure it was real. I was like,
was it real?
Huh?
Was it real?
It ended up being real.
Yeah.
But you know what?
But it gave you pause.
It absolutely gave me pause. And I do this for a living. I do this for a living, and I do this with arguably 2 or 3 of the best people doing this in the entertainment world. And there'll be things that they'll go, I don't know if that's real or not. Like, that's how good it is, especially with pictures. Pictures in particular right now, it's virtually impossible to tell. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'll personally just be glad when they finally come up with a bunch of new voices for AI to use, because there are 1 or 2 that every time I hear it, I just want to take a piece of glass and jam it in my eye.
They need to come up with better. Well, here, you don't have to use those voices. So, like the ones that we use, we can go act out whatever part or whatever thing we need, and then it could just take our voice and it puts it to it. But how good these things are becoming. And this was stuff where, you know, like all of us have been a radio. Like, how long have you been a radio, Ken?
Since 1984.
So, holy mother. What, you're like 12?
I was 16.
16? You're working at one of those little places that had a knob to turn instead of faders?
No, man. Well, yeah, they did have knobs.
Yeah, turning the knobs up, baby.
It was called the board.
The bore?
The board.
Well, it's still called the board, but now we just use faders.
Yeah.
What is the, what was it, country?
The daytime AM was country. The FM piped in adult contemporary with DJs and everything out of New York.
That's so cool. We've worked in this industry long enough to know we've seen things change like you cannot believe.
Yep.
And if you would have told me when I first got in this business, I used reel and razor blades and tape.
Yep.
Think about that. Real razor blades and tape. Bell, I'm sure when you were like in the music industry, besides the radio side of stuff, you know, those guys back then, there wasn't Pro Tools and all this other stuff.
Oh, no. Not even
there was the thing called
24 track.
It was like Odyssey or something, one of the first digital, and it wasn't connected to a computer. It was almost like its own video game where everybody would like edit on it and stuff. It was super basic. Now, you can I can do anything for $300. That's what's crazy.
True. Amazing.
That's what's crazy. All right, coming up, some more of this interesting talk, because I think it's important that we talk about it because it's here. And the thing is, learning how to use it.
I got to interrupt.
Huh? What?
Keith just texted in and said Ken was working back when even radio was black and white.
Oh. That's it.
And you could smoke in the control room.
Oh, God. Those were the days. Those were a different kind of days.
Hot off the press. Hot off
everybody,
the
look what's going on.
press.
There's a Led Zeppelin outside, and it's falling from the sky. World War II is over. We're all having a good time. We're having a gay old time here. It's the Chad Benson Show. Super Talk 99.7. Relief Factor is awesome. I take it every single day, and it is incredible. It's natural. It's awesome. It's drug-free, research-based formula design, supports your body's natural inflammatory response. And why it's been awesome for me is because I'm working out more and more. I'm getting ready to play a bunch of pickleball tournaments starting next month, and I'm lifting more weights than ever before because weight lifting, especially as you get older, is proven to be the thing that will help you with your longevity. And being able to know that I can lift tomorrow and lift the next day and not have to worry about being sore all the time, thanks to Relief Factor, it's awesome. Omega-3 fatty acid, resveratrol, curcumin, icariin, all of these amazing things that help support the body's inflammatory response. It is great. That's what I want you to do. As you get older, we've got aches and pains for no reason. This is going to help you with general muscle aches and pains. Try a 3-week quick start. I swear by this stuff. It's called Relief Factor. It's $19.95, less than a cup of coffee a day. And again, you can take it every single day. Great way naturally to make your body feel better. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 800, the number 4-RELIEF for Relief Factor.
For many of us, generators are becoming a must-have household appliance. From unpredictable weather to surprise outages, it's better to be safe than sorry. Generator Supercenter of Nashville offers fast and easy installations with 24/7 service and monitoring to all brands of generators and expert repairs done right. Our mission is to make owning a backup generator simple and easy. Visit your local store today or check us out online. Generator Supercenter of Nashville. We serve all Middle Tennessee.
Roads are closed. Emergency crews on the scene of a train derailment in Colombia. And President Trump says there's been another U.S. military strike off the coast of Venezuela. These stories and more, too, on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
As we inch closer and closer to Venezuela. Oh, we got them, guys. You know what? We shouldn't be doing that. They're 2,700 miles away from there. There's no due process. We shouldn't do that. Sorry. Some people are like, no, we should. No, if we're serious, Mexico has got the people that we're searching for. Us blowing up people who are doing God knows what that far away.
Well, the bombs were about to expire. They had to get rid of them.
Is that what it is? All right, Ken, I want you to listen to this, okay? Here we go. This is from 0544, who sent me this. It's Sora is Wild. This is Elvis Presley. Find out who's the baby.
This comes to
and it looks like Elvis for real. I saw one yesterday where Elvis and Tupac were doing a rap. The song was amazing.
Goodness.
That's here. And Brett sent us, tell everybody what he sent us from his phone sitting there.
Yeah, that he did this in his truck on his phone. He sent 2 clips of Chad sitting in front of the television saying things he never said and making moves he never made.
Yeah. Just from today, took it right off here.
On his phone.
On his phone. It's crazy. It is that easy to do. It is incredible what it can do. It is also terrifying what it can do. And it's not going anywhere. It isn't. It's going to be here for quite a while, people, like forever, or until it decides to eat us or whatever it's going to do with us. You know, somebody said earlier, we were talking about aliens. Somebody said, you know what's really scary? What if Earth is some alien kid's 3rd grade project that they got a C on?
Of course, the teacher comes in and goes, now, if you can get the little tiny nukes to go off, I'll give you a B.
We are the trailer park of the skies, guys. We are. I think the aliens get close by. They realize it's really loud. They turn around and leave. What you gonna do? Speaking of that, I watched and we should talk about this coming up next hour. All of the people who are sending Robin Williams to the family of Robin Williams.
Dude, I'm sorry. He just sent a brand new one, and it's you saying we have a special guest and bringing Jesus onto the show into the picture.
Takes seconds. Seconds to do. AI, kids. Learn it. Learn to live with it. Because it's not going anywhere. And the more that you can figure out how to work with it, the better it's going to be. Or, as Ken said, become a plumber, eat big burritos, go into people's houses, say, I need to use your toilet.
Create your own work.
Create your own work. Ken's do-it-yourself toilet plug-in business. Coming up, hour number 3 of the program. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
2 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Right now in Murray County, roads are closed. Emergency crews on the scene where a train derailed just after noon today in Columbia. This is near West 7th Street on Trotwood Avenue. Authorities asking everyone to avoid the area. No injuries have been reported. President Trump says U.S. forces have launched another strike on what he calls a narco-terrorist boat off the coast of Venezuela. According to Trump, the vessel was involved in drug trafficking and tied to terrorist organizations. 6 people aboard killed in the operation. No American personnel harmed. It marks the 5th such strike since the administration began treating drug traffickers as unlawful combatants, an approach usually reserved for wartime enemies. Cody Balmer headed to prison after pleading guilty today to the attempted murder of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro in April.
He tried to burn our family to death while we slept.
Yeah, the judge sentencing Balmer to between 25 and 50 years in prison for charges like attempted murder and arson. Balmer cited political disagreement with Shapiro's stance on Israel's response to the Hamas attack as his motive. He told police he intended to kill Shapiro with a sledgehammer if he encountered him. New documents may offer insights onto the mental state of the man who carried out that armed attack on an immigration office in Dallas last month. Here's Jim Ryan.
Within the past 5 years, according to records obtained by the AP, Joshua Yan moved to Washington State to work at a legal cannabis farm. When he returned, his parents said Yan was convinced that he had radiation sickness and wore gloves to avoid contact with plastics. On September 24th, Yan took a rifle to a rooftop in Dallas and took aim at a van outside the adjacent ICE office, killing 2 detainees and wounding a third before taking his own life. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
President Trump's new tariffs going into effect today. Things like lumber, furniture, and other wood products, potentially adding more costs to surging home building and renovation projects. Good news for drivers, says Gio Benitez.
The average price of gas nationwide, $3.02 a gallon. We could see drops below $3 for the first time in years. So that's really good news. The price has dropped more than 6 cents over just the past week, more than 14 cents from just a year ago.
Right now in Middle Tennessee, Gas Buddy says the average price per gallon of regular unleaded is $2.82, 10 cents less than last year at this time. Researchers claim the more time kids spend on sites like TikTok and Instagram, the lower their scores on reading and memory tests. ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel says the study highlights possible long-term effects.
This not only shows us that a small amount of social media can actually potentially interfere with learning, with school performance, but also that there's a dosage effect. So the more social media these kids are using, the worse they're doing.
So this study claims students ages 9 to 13 that spend about 1 hour per day on social media have test scores that are 1 or 2 points lower. Those spending more time on social media saw a 4 to 5 point drop. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Thunderstruck it is indeed. Happy Tuesday. Hot takes coming up. Hot takes flying at you. Non-stop hot takes. Several people said, Ken, their kids watch a lot of TikTok and stuff, and their kids are honor roll students.
All right.
I mean, that's some, absolutely. But there's no doubt that
there's an exception to every rule.
Yeah, there's exception. I mean, our attention span is, movies in the future are going to have to be 3 minutes long.
I can't finish my popcorn in 3 minutes. Can we do 5?
They're gonna have to be just in, out, go, gone.
And half of the 3 minutes will be ads.
Half of 3, and then the trailer, and then it'll be. I mean, we can't even get through. How many of you listening, and maybe us here? Somebody will send you something. It's like an alien. And then the guy's like describing, so here I am standing in front of just show me the alien. I don't need to hear your description, even though it's only 90 seconds of your stupid life.
I've noticed on Instagram that, because I like following a lot of these creepypasta accounts and stuff, they'll do like a 1.5 minute long clip.
Yeah.
And they'll spend 1 minute and 10 seconds setting up the clip, and I'm just like, get to the point.
You know what drives me crazy?
What?
The videos of people using tweezers pulling worms out of ears.
Oh!
Like either worms or like masses of earwax.
And
they just kind of pull it up a little bit. Then it goes back down in the ear hole.
Oh.
Pull it up a little bit more. And I mean, you're just waiting for that. Come on.
Yeah.
Get it out.
Do we have a doctor in the audience that could come in and do that on Ken?
I watch the guy that does the hooves.
Yes.
And he will find the little thing where all the pus and everything's going to come out. But then he just does a little bit. Then he explains. Just do it. Just do it. I don't need you to see it. Tell me anything. I'm not a farrier. I don't care. Just do it.
Pop the pimple.
Thank you. We're weird. We're sick. There's a reason there's a show called Dr. Pimple Popper, because we all think it's kind of just, oh, that's gross, but I want to see it.
I watched that for a while.
Doctor. Oh, you're right, though. Like just in a little bit, like the worm thing. Just pull it out. All I need you to do is pull it out.
Could you imagine having a worm living in your ear?
I don't know. We should ask RFK Jr.
That's right.
I've noticed that when I'm reading articles on the internet, when they start with the story, that they feel like they need to provide you backstory.
Yes.
So the first 3.5 paragraphs is backstory. And I'm like, where is the thing about
They bury the lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, don't bury the lead. Give me the punchline, work it backwards. That's what I want. I'll decide if it's worth sticking around. Give me the punchline, work it backwards, then give me the punchline again. I will decide. I don't need 3 minutes of you describe. It's a trash can, and over there's a tree, and this is where I met my wife, and over here's a truck, and that's a leaf, and there's an alien. Just tell me what the alien.
And this is where the ghost sexually assaulted me.
Good God. So the Brett guy, he just made a new one of me. The one where he brought over Jesus. Like he goes, I introduced Jesus. Crazy. Then he just had one where I stand up and start shredding on the guitar. And it takes that fast on AI how to do these things. That's how insane it is. Don't believe your eyes. You can't believe your eyes anymore.
I can't believe my eyes.
I cannot believe my eyes. It used to be I can't believe it's butter or not butter.
Yeah, that's right. Remember that?
Yeah.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I can. It's gross. It's margarine. It's okay, but it's better than nothing, but it's not what it needs to be.
How much butter do you guys put on your toast?
Okay, so
all of it.
Fair. I'm going to say this today. I was gross. So we have 2 apartments. One of them's where the new studio is that I've built, and I went over in the morning to get toast, and all that was left was the butter, the bread, but I'm like, I still want it.
Yeah.
I put a bunch of butter on it, and as I turned to walk out, you could have floated something on it. It was a pond.
That's what I do too.
It was so bad that when I bit, it kind of went all over the desk. It took me 10 minutes to get all. There was so much butter I thought, I'm a disgusting human being.
You were almost right where you needed to be with the butter.
Almost.
Just a little more and you'd have been fine.
Yeah, I use one of those cake batter knives to put butter on my toast.
Oh, that's smart.
I mean, it's soaked through.
I like that. We've got, I love butter. Whatever you're eating, it's just a tool to get the butter into your mouth.
That's right. I don't put a little pad of butter on.
Oh,
It's like
That's a waste of time.
yes.
cake. The only reason cake exists is as a frosting delivery mechanism.
Settle down, Strokey.
The only reason potatoes exist is a sour cream delivery mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who eats potatoes like without anything on them?
Weirdos, communists, and Irish.
Yes, absolutely.
Irish on a boat.
Irish in a famine.
That's it. Everybody else, it is, you know what? I could throw the potato away at some point in time. I could pretend there was a potato there. But you put enough butter and sour cream and salt and
cheese
pepper
and bacon bits.
I'll eat the skin. I'll eat everything.
Absolutely.
It don't even exist. Why? Because this was the potato. What was that? That would just happen to be on my plate. It got caught up in everything.
You know what I saw yesterday?
What?
And I'm going to do this probably this weekend. This dude took the sticks out of corn dogs. He then splits the corn dog and he fills it with chili and he covers them with cheese and throws them in the oven.
Really?
Corn dog tacos.
That is
I'm doing it.
spectacular. Corn dog tacos.
That right there is worth having your life shortened.
It is. It's like, remember when they say if you smoke a cigarette, it takes 4 minutes off your life? This is one of those things where you just smoked a whole pack. And you're like, it was okay. It was worth it.
But yeah, it's the crappy years at the end where you're wearing adult diapers.
Yeah. It's not when you're 21 and you're fit, right? It's like, it's when you're 105 and you got to wear that little, pretend oxygen thing as if you're getting all the oxygen. I love those people who do that and they smoke. Because my goal is one day just to watch somebody explode and go, I can't believe that happened. This is my surprise face. You guys are the worst. Why not some mayo on that potato? It's true. You guys understand that mayo is our
That's
jam.
acceptable.
How in the world have I never tried that? Whoever sent that suggestion, thank you.
You got to try that.
I'm doing that.
Yeah, it is worth it. I've tried it.
Might have an old potato in the fridge right now.
Not when you get home. Tell everybody, you better move. Big Daddy's coming home, and he's got potato in his mind.
Ken just gave me diabetes.
Oh, yeah, that is pretty much diabetes. So you take the corn dog.
Yeah.
I want to go over this again.
Okay.
You take the stick out.
Yeah, you take the stick out of the corn dog and then you just split it lengthwise.
Okay.
And it's just like a hot dog.
Yeah.
Only you open it up and you pour a bunch of chili in it and cheese, whatever you want in it.
Because the corn wrapping is going to act like your bun.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you just pour a bunch of stuff on it, cheese, and then you bake them. Let that cheese melt all over those split open corn dogs.
That is just delicious. Wow.
Just like a swimmer's cap.
That is incredible. I like that.
You just did another video of Trump walking into this host booth and punching you in the face.
Really? Yeah, there he comes. Oh, look at that. Yeah, he did. That was awesome. So our buddy Brett is doing videos because we were talking earlier how easy it is to have videos and how scary it is and how you don't even know what's real and what's not real anymore. Like, so one of the videos today that I was talking about, and this was, and we'll touch on ICE a little bit later. It was a video of, I think it was Chicago, and it was a woman who was driving, and they have their white van, and they T-bone her kind of. They drag her out. And she's an American citizen. She's trying to give him her license. They don't care. They drag her out because they say she tried to hit him. And there's a bunch of guys, and they got the mask on. They got the full fatigues on. They've got the long rifles. And it's on an American street. And I thought, man, I hope that's not real because it does look unsettling. I had to go 20 places to find out if that was real. And it was. But you can do that now. So you can shape, and in today's world, think about this. with all of the stuff that happens, whether it's Trump or not Trump, in today's world, you can shape a narrative. When somebody says, you did this, we saw you do this, you can then have somebody go recreate it in a way that it didn't happen, and now there is a he said, because you're only playing for a certain audience. It's probably not going to double check to see if it's true.
Does AI have the capability of telling you whether or not something visually is made from AI?
Yes. Like Sora puts Sora on there, but every time, and I was talking to my uncle the other, we'll try to get him on tomorrow. Every time that AI improves, it's like they're one step ahead. So where they would think they could get a watermark or you would tell that it's AI, they can get one step ahead of you, and they don't know that trick yet. So that's the problem.
But if I'm watching a video and I want to run it through AI and ask AI to tell me if this has been created by AI, can it do that?
It can do that, yeah. Some of them can, not all of them. All right, some will be able to, some won't. And the issue with Sora is, well, here's the thing about Sora, which is if you guys have not played with it, it's addictive and it's fun because you can just do anything. They're so far ahead that it looks so real. And it looks real in a way where, like we just played you that thing earlier with Elvis. You would never know. If you didn't know who Elvis was, or, somebody who's never seen anything, if I played that for my kid who's never seen Elvis, they would say, oh, that's kind of neat. They would know. It's that good. And so some of these things you're going to be able to figure out. But the big thing now is we're going to have to do more research to find out what's true or what's not true. And that's the scary thing. Like Ken and I always talk about what a pain in the ass it is. You got to go over here and you got to get this. Okay, here's your 8 lines that are real. And then you left out a whole bunch over here. Now I have to combine them to make one actual, article or get the truth. And this is the puzzle. Now it's like, okay, now I got to go to 12 different places to find out if this is real or not. It's and with war, all that stuff, that's the other thing, man. Oh, with war, how much can you fake it? How much can you fake it? All right, coming up, speaking of faking it, a lot of stuff still to get to, kids. Oh, baby, including Hot Take Tuesday. We got our hot takes. Our hot takes are they're in fuego.
They're the hottest of takes.
They're so hot that butter would melt before we ever got to the take.
A whole bunch of it.
A whole bunch of it. It would be so nice, too. Ooh. Chad Mensah Show, Super Talk 98.7. Birch Gold, baby. Why gold? Because central banks are fleeing, and people are fleeing central banks. They're looking at unrest globally. They're looking at, a weakening dollar, potential for recession, not just here, but around the world. And they're saying, what can I do to protect myself? That's why Birch is awesome. Text the word Benson to 989898 now. They're going to get you out an info kit, let you take a look at why gold is important, why it's been around for millennia. It's not going anywhere. There's a finite amount. And yes, this is what's amazing about it. It is a great way to protect yourself. So whether you want the physical or maybe you would say, hey, I've got an IRA, 401k, a savings account. Can I move it over there? Yeah, you can get a gold-backed IRA as well. Find out how they can work for you. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. I swear by them. My family goes to them. They're going to treat you amazing. Check out if gold is right for you. Text the word Benson to 989898 now. That's the word Benson. Text it to 989898 for Birch Gold. Raycon, best earbuds around. Right now, Raycon has something amazing for you. It is their anniversary. 20% off the classic earbuds from Raycon. Right? And this comes with a 30-day happiness guarantee. You're not happy, you send them back. 3 million people have bought Raycons, and they're incredible. The fit, the feel, the comfort is awesome. These classic earbuds have been updated. They've got multi-connectivity, active noise cancellation, fast charging, 8 hours of talk time, 32 hours of battery life. They have got the best fit and feel around. They are incredible. So this is what I want you to do. Try them. Great colors, too. Really cool colors. I got this mint color that's awesome. And you will see and hear what a difference makes without having to spend the kind of money that so many people out there spend. There's no stems. There's no wires. These are the best around. Get the best earbuds around, the classic earbuds from Raycon. Go to buyraycon.com/Chad now and save. Buyraycon.com/Chad. Buyraycon.com/Chad.
Still following that train derailment in Colombia. No injuries have been reported, but drivers urged to avoid the area. And President Trump says U.S. forces have struck another narco-terrorist boat, he says, near Venezuela. And what if Hamas doesn't disarm in Gaza? We'll tell you what he said at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Somebody's mad at us because we are not news. We're not.
I do it at top and bottom.
There you go. That's it. No, we're not lying. Can it? But he wants it all the time. You guys are being a humorous station. You should be a humor station. It's not who we are. The news station. We're a news, talk, humor, fun station.
AI would go under the heading of information.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Artificial intelligence. It's what's here, it's what's now, and it's what's the future. It is that time of the day. On Tuesdays, we do Hot Take Tuesdays. This is where we give you a hot take, scorching hot take. Has nothing to do with politics. Has to do with pop culture, life, and whatnot. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Bell, we're going to let you lead this one off.
Okay, I got accused of altering my hot take the second time we did it by someone on the text line, so I'm going to say it as I did originally, and that is short shorts and mini skirts are never out of season.
Okay.
Regardless of who's wearing them.
I like that. I like that.
That's a hot take.
That is a hot take. In fuego, my friend. In fuego.
Even for when it's cold.
In fuego. I like it. All right. Go for it, Ken.
Shared hot tubs are just human soup. Everyone's marinating in a broth of sweat, skin sales, and questionable decisions.
I like this. I like the questionable decisions. Oh, yeah. I think we've all been there.
I swear, every time he talks about that, all I can see in my head is Bugs Bunny and the big pot with vegetables being thrown in around it.
I think about that Saturday Night Live skit with Rachel Dratch and Will Ferrell and Jimmy Fallon, and I think it was Christina Applegate, where Rachel Dratch and Will Ferrell, they were the lovers.
I'm a lover.
The lovers. Oh, my gosh, that skit. Jimmy Fallon could not get through it.
It makes me laugh when they can't get through a skit.
Yeah.
That to me, it's Carol Burnett show, right? When you would have Tim Conway and what's his name?
Harvey Korman.
Harvey Korman.
Yeah.
And they could.
You'd have Vicki Lawrence in on it too.
Mm-hmm. It was great. It was great. My hot take today is we're all adults here, so stop your snickering. The oldest profession should be legalized. It'd be safer for everybody. Bring it out of the shadows. We can stop pretending that, because there's a camera in the room, that this isn't happening. It's happening. So there you go. Just get on with it because we're adults, is what we're saying here. Adults. Adults in the room.
But I don't want to do that. Oh, I don't have to.
Yeah. See, the thing is, because something's legal, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I never have.
Teetotaler.
I'm a teetotaler, mate. Because they're available doesn't mean I was forced to do them. Okay?
Okay.
Because prostitution, if you will, because that might be available, doesn't mean that you're forced to do them. It doesn't mean somebody's coming over to your house going, sorry, dude, you got to go have sex with this woman. No.
And it doesn't mean you have 13-year-old girls out on the street doing it either.
Yeah, it's just common sense. Like we've talked about when it comes to our, just so like our kidneys. Like I said earlier, somebody did say, several people have sent in what their price would be if they were going to sell their kidneys. Because I said, why shouldn't you be able to sell your kidneys or your liver? Because your liver grows back. It's not the whole thing. They take a portion of it. And why not? I mean, it's yours. I don't see the problem with it. And so a lot of you are like, that $200,000 seems about a good spot right there. I mean, you'd like to get more, but 200, you know what? I'll pee a few more times. I already pee enough as is. Oh, Chad.
I'm about every half hour.
Yeah, especially after I start drinking some of these energy drinks. Currently, I'm drinking the Form Energy Orange Fury.
Orange Fury.
Fury. Very orangey, very fury-y. Very good, by the way. All right, coming up, we got a lot more stuff to talk about here on this amazing day. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about Israel, probably, maybe, what Trump said, because they celebrated it yesterday. Hamas has not said they've given up yet, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. We'll also talk about some immigration stuff, a bunch of other goodies along the way. If you miss any of the show, shame! Grab the podcast. This is Chad Ben's Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, we've got some crashes in the way. Right now, looks like there's a crash blocking the left lane in Hillwood. This is going to be 40 eastbound near Charlotte Pike. Got another injury crash. This one 65 southbound near Trinity Lane. And we're following a train derailment in Columbia. This is near West 7th Street and Trotwood Avenue. So far, no injuries reported. Drivers being urged to avoid that area, seek alternate routes. President Trump says U.S. forces have struck another what he calls narco-terrorist boat near Venezuela. 6 people killed, no Americans hurt. And while he was taking questions from the media while hosting the president of Argentina, he was asked, what if Hamas doesn't disarm in Gaza?
I'm going to disarm, and because they said they were going to disarm. And if they don't disarm, we will disarm them.
How will you do that?
I don't have to explain that to you. But if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. They know I'm not playing games.
President Trump's new tariffs going into effect today. Lumber, furniture, other wood products, potentially adding more cost to surging home building and renovation projects. Here's Chief Business Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis.
To build a house because of these tariffs, we've already seen prices up about $8,000. And this additional tariff taking effect adds $1,000. If you're buying on the higher end, that has a smaller impact. But it also encourages some of these home builders, instead of building some of the less expensive homes, which are so desperately needed, first-time home buyers really struggling with affordability right now, it encourages building on the higher end, which doesn't necessarily create the types of homes that we really need more of in this country.
TSA agents and air traffic controllers feeling the pain, receiving their last paycheck until the government reopens. Here's Jonathan O'Brien in Atlanta.
TSA employees at Hartsfield-Jackson have been on the job without pay since the government shutdown started on October 1st. Today, they are receiving meal vouchers for use at any of the airport's restaurants. Aaron Barker, president of the local TSA Workers Union, says,
being that these officers have not received their full paycheck, any little thing as far as a meal, gas, or whatever the case is a help.
Full-time officers will get 2 free meal vouchers, while part-time employees will receive 1. Jonathan O'Brien, ABC News, Atlanta.
Senate Republicans expected to force a vote tonight on another clean spending bill that would reopen the federal government. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Down to the 50s, even the 40s and higher up. And on Friday, we're in the mid-80s, and watch out for some rain.
Beacon wants to help you with that one big, beautiful bill. You know, there's all kinds of things in there that you can save on when it comes to your taxes, like $10,000 in car loan interest. But you know what? There's a lot of these things are not going to be here forever. You've got to learn how to take advantage of them. That's why you need Beacon with tax advice that will help you. On top of that, they're not just about the tax side of it. They can help you with things like healthcare, long-term planning. That's a serious thing that a lot of people forget about. And let's not forget the dollars and cents that goes on out there. Some people, they've got some of the other stuff handled, but the dollars and cents, they want to make sure they have enough. They don't want to outlive their retirement. Let Beacon sit down with you and go over what you have and see if they can be a good fit. All right? This is what I want you to do. It's an absolute free personalized financial consultation. You visit beaconcm.com. They are local. Go talk to them about everything from taxes to long-term care to health care to your dollars and cents when it comes to your investing for retirement. Call 615-488-9303, 615-488-9303, or go to beaconcm.com. This is a paid placement. Busy bee, it's a spooky season. Don't be scared, all right? Check this out. Busy Bee Heating and Cooling is going to treat your family right. See what they're doing here. They're not going to ghost you. Beehive Club membership. How would you like one for free? This is what you got to do. You get a pumpkin. You then take the pumpkin and you carve it with Buzz the Bee. Post it on social media. Tag them in it. Voila. There you go. Beehive Club membership. On top of that, they got amazing, incredible deals. Need HVAC service? Upgrade your thermostat. Get a free dryer vent cleaning. Choose from one of the basic Honeywell or Go Pro with Wi-Fi control. Plumbing problems are going to flush away the scaries. Free. Are you ready for this? Free water heater flush with any plumbing repair. And then let's get serious. HVAC systems. You get a new one. Free 10-year parts, 5-year labor warranty, $750 value. Boom. That's with the complete system install. Don't get haunted by home hassles. Call Busy Bee today. 775-7833, 775-7833, or online at busybeehvac.com. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. I like that Sandra said, would you want your child to go into the profession if it were legal? I'm like, prostitution? Why would my child go into any of that stuff? It's a bizarre.
Do you want your child to drink when she grows up?
No, but I'm no. But
that's legal, and that's going to end up being her choice too.
Exactly. And again, it's about being an adult. See, this is the thing. Adults. I tell
children
myself
cannot consent.
I tell myself every day, I work my butt off to keep them off the pole. I'm serious. I work hard for that. Give my kids the opportunities. Like it's a great thing. That being said, they're adults. I can't, they're going to be adults one day. What I'm going to say, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I would rather, the whole thing about, when I said about the prostitution being legalized, it's because We try to make so many things here illegal, try to regulate it, overregulate it, and what happens? People go elsewhere and still do it, still find it. We never got rid of it. They never got rid of. More people drank during the prohibition than didn't drink because you took it away from them. Then it became criminalized and more people did it.
When you make it the forbidden fruit, it becomes so much more interesting.
It's like us. We're the forbidden fruit. We're the forbidden fruit. Just remember that, kids. Hey, Ken, that train that derailed, is it anything crazy? Like, is there anything on there that could be, dangerous?
No. Nope. I mean, they're not saying there is. A school was evacuated as a precaution, but no injuries have been reported. Drivers are just being told to avoid the area while the cleanup continues.
Was nobody on it? It's not a passenger train. Do they have passenger trains outside of like the Eastern Corridor?
I don't know.
Amtrak's still a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do they call it? The Amish airplane?
Yeah. I don't know if there were any passengers or anything on this. They're not saying anything about that.
When you were a kid, everybody wanted to drive a train at some point or another. It's like, I'd love to drive a train. Would be so cool. And then you get older and you're like, I don't want to do that. Although I would love to, I want to go to, have you seen China's got that like 300-mile-an-hour train? I'd love to do that. Not drive it, but be on it. How cool would that be? And we have Amtrak. That's why China's kicking our butts.
Don't worry. California's going to show them.
Oh, God, California. You guys have no idea how bad that is. I remember, I was talking today. I was doing research for my show, and I was doing some stuff for Texas. They have 17 things they're voting on in November on one ballot. 17 in Dallas. And I was talking about how crazy voting is in this country. I don't think people realize that voting is so crazy comparatively to the rest of the world, where you go and on average, here in Japan, you're voting on the prime minister and maybe a lawmaker. You're voting in most places on one or two things, no issues. And you're certainly not voting for the, Seventh Circuit Court judge. On average, 20 to 50 things are on our ballots. You want to know why it takes forever to count something? Because it's 20 to 50 things. And the people I was talking to said, well, shouldn't we get rid of and move those things to a different date? No, because if you are expecting the president to come out and help you, and he's going to be on the ballot, or she, that was for Bell, you're not going to want to be in a situation where you're voting on a different day than when you're voting nationally for the president. That's why it takes forever. We are decentralized, so not one area just counts the votes, and that's a good thing. Makes it harder for us to be hacked. But the fact that we vote on so many things is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And I remember when I was younger and I told everybody, do not vote on the stupid bond for the choo-choo train in California. They've laid like a foot of track and they're over $100 billion. And it was supposed to be $10 billion at one time. And China's just put up a bridge that's 2,600 feet tall and they have a 300-mile-an-hour train. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? I don't know. CNN is reporting, I'm looking at, there's like a battle going on. I don't know if you can see it, Ken. Fed officials face off in Chicago after a car crash, and there's tear gas everywhere. People are running around. I'm not quite sure what the hell's going on.
I don't see that. Don't have CNN on in here. And I'm not sure what's on in where Brother Bilal is.
No.
Oh, there's Brother Bilal. He's putting it on CNN right now.
Man, it is crazy. And this is, I'm assuming, has to do with ICE. ICE, baby.
Where's that? There's something at the top. Does that say where it's at?
I think it's Chicago. So it's in Chicago, and there's fire department there.
Chicago.
There was, And it's weird because you can't tell if this was just a car crash and then people got crazy or if this was somebody got rammed. But it looks like a car crash. And, of course, everybody's, and we're so nervous about everything.
Is that tear gas or a car that's on fire?
I think originally it was a car.
Yeah, it looks like a car's on fire.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. But with how the height of everything, and everybody's so uptight about it, as you would be. I mean, this isn't Portland where the nudity would be crazy because they're Portland and they're weird. So I saw that Chicago sent home their guard yesterday. So the guard's gone back to Texas. I don't know what's going on in Portland because they're still waiting to hear. It's just kind of on hold because immigration is not going anywhere. And, Marjorie Taylor Greene came out the other day and she's kind of gone, anti-MAGA. No, what she is she started talking about the reality of the world that we live in. We live in a world where we want to, suspend belief and say that all of these things can happen and it will have no repercussions. And that's just not true. And that businesses are going to struggle especially like the construction business right now. If you pull the people that are here illegally, you're going to have very few places that are working outside of a few parts of the country. And we've got to get this right. But this is where nuance is lost because everybody wants to be so hard on one side or the other that common sense, it evades us.
So I traveled to the ice.
So, and this is her the other day talking about immigration with Tim Dillon. It's very interesting.
Seems to a lot of people to be inhumane.
Yeah, that's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love Laken Riley's mother and sister.
Of course.
And her family.
Yeah.
And so I have to say, oh boy, do I want to deport any illegal criminal like that.
Right.
That's horrific.
Yeah.
Horrific. And having a secure border, oh, hell yeah. Unapologetically.
Yeah.
Yes. Immigration laws, you have to follow our immigration laws. Those are our laws.
Right.
Me and you can't go to, say, Mexico or Colombia or Brazil, and we can't overstay our visa.
Right.
And not expect to get arrested and deported.
Right.
Like, that's just facts.
Which is just facts. That's it. Straight up facts. I've been there. But that being said, the reality is the cities aren't working with the ICE. The feds, some of the stuff they've done, it is uncomfortable to watch. And people are getting frustrated. And the numbers are starting to bear that out. And a lot of people text and go, I voted for this. Stop thinking about you. Start thinking about if you want to win more elections and keep in power, that voting has consequences. And some people are uncomfortable because they thought, hey, you're going to go out and get all the bad guys. And you're going to go out and do this. And this is going to have no repercussion on us. It's going to be great. It isn't worked out that way. And some businesses are going to suffer.
However, let's be in reality for a minute.
Yeah.
The reality in America is for decades and decades and decades, it's been whatever administration turned a blind eye. Even Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, big time.
Changed it.
Big time.
My goodness. California
Republicans
turned
wanted cheap labor and yeah.
Yes. And so we have, and I own a construction company.
Right.
So I'm going to speak from very real experience. We have a labor force in America across many industries that has been built on illegal labor. That's a fact. That also cannot be ignored.
No. And part of the issue is we, in a weird way, allowed millions of people over, not the last 4 years when Biden went crazy and just decided, I'm just going to open up everything and let everybody come in. I'm talking about long before that. There was this bizarre, don't ask, don't tell, come here, eventually, maybe someday, not quite sure. We're not going to hunt you down. We're not really looking for you. Keep your head down kind of thing. And we allowed this. And now it has become a situation where, yeah, there are things I see and I'm like, I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with the way that some of this stuff is being handled. We can be honest about it. It's not about whether or not you like ICE, don't like ICE. No, some of it, people are saying, hey, I'm an American citizen. Here's my license. Here's this. Next thing you know, they're telling stories of, yeah, they put me in jail for several days and I couldn't contact somebody. And you're like, what? No, that can't happen. Yeah, it has. And people are seeing this because we have cameras everywhere. And I remind everybody, this is about, think about the election. Think about how Trump has won. See, people are starting to separate now deportations from the border. They're trying to compartmentalize these things. And as we have always said, the sausage being made, not everybody's comfortable with it. But some of it hasn't been made to the point where you'd sit there and go, I'd like to eat that sausage. No.
I'll say it like this. The same way I look at the health insurance industry and I'm analyzing, we need to build an off-ramp, but an off-ramp is gradual, right? Off of the Affordable Care Act, off of Obamacare into some sort of new system that is much better. I also look at this problem that we have with illegal immigration, that we can build an off-ramp there. And as a conservative and as a business owner in the construction industry and as a realist, I can say we have to do something about labor, and that needs to be a smarter plan than just rounding up every single person and deporting them just like that.
Right.
So, and I'm going to get pushback on that, but I'm just living in reality from here on out.
Yeah.
And if anybody's mad at me for saying the truth, then I'm sorry.
No, shouldn't be mad. Say the truth. Affirmation, information. I want information. Give me the truth. Give me the real skinny of what it is that's going on. And let's figure out how we deal with it. The truth matters. For some people out there, all that matters is the meme and living in the world of extremes and hoping and praying that you get a great, comeback on the internet on somebody, and that the powers that be who love to separate us on both sides of the aisle because it works best for their corporation, and there's just one corporation. We need the truth. I want the truth. That's why I go after Mike Johnson. I want the truth of why you're doing this. Just be honest. Look, this is a benefit to us. Chuck Schumer, old, let it slip. Oh, this is working for us. It's not, Chuck. I hate to break the news for you. It's not working for either of you with the shutdown. But let's have nuance and have real conversations and get down to what the issue is and how we fix it, rather than throw everybody out, leave everybody in. Okay, common sense, where are you? Start to make an appearance. All right, coming up, Matt will join the program. I'm assuming. I think I saw him wandering by. Yesterday we said that, and then he showed up with like 2 seconds left. We'll find out if he makes it here this time. It is the Welcome Matt Straight Ahead Chad Benson Show. Super Talk 99.7. That time of the program. Look at you, man. You look like you're ready to go play some golf.
You know, I'm almost ready. Oh, pardon me. I'm almost ready to go play golf, I think.
What do you think? Another
No,
couple
I
weeks?
think I can swing clubs now. I just it's just a matter of stretching it out and, strength.
No, when you
Let's go.
Because I met Abigail.
You have
I met her.
You have seen my game.
I have.
You know that it can't get worse. So
maybe it improved. Maybe it's going to be like that movie, that baseball thing, where your arm now you can hit it 500 yards.
swing,
And now you're bionic.
and now I'm hitting it like the long drive guy with the long hair.
Oh yeah, Kyle Berkshire.
Yeah.
Yeah, guy. Kyle's scary. If you've never seen this guy, hits a ball so far.
He hits the ball so far that anybody that plays golf, when you first start watching his videos, you're like, oh, okay, these are fake.
Yeah.
And then enough reputable people go, no, they're real. You go, okay.
He goes
all right.
out with pros, like guys who are PGA, they'll hit it 310, and then he goes out and he's got like a 1 iron, and he hits it like 405 yards. And you're like, okay.
So you met Abigail.
Yes.
Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah, she is. She's the. what
She
you call it?
abuses you, but
That's part of the gig.
that's her job.
It's
what
Halloween.
you pay her for.
That's exactly right. That's okay.
You guys are going to talk about movies. You know what I started watching yesterday? The Ed Gein.
I want to see that.
Monster?
I want to see that.
Monster.
I want to see that.
I've read a few books about him because I'm a weirdo. And wow, by the way, if you don't know who he is, the Plainsfield Killer, every single horror movie person that you could think of, Psycho, Shine, all
Hannibal
based on him.
Lecter. Yeah. I mean, all of it has some component of Ed Gein
Yeah,
in there.
Leatherface.
Yeah.
But it's a weird watch, I'll tell you that.
He liked the leather. He just sourced it from different from different places.
He did.
Than most of us would consider it an appropriate source.
Yeah. But if they keep to a couple of the books that were written about him, they keep pretty spot on about him. Because for those of you guys who don't know, the crimes he did were shocking and heinous. He ended up dying in a mental institution because they're like, he had no idea. He couldn't tell the difference between reality and not reality. No. And he talks like this.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
Weirdo.
It is crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, he was insane.
Yeah.
He was the definition of mentally insane.
If you were
Loving your mother is not crazy.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
He tried to dig her up, but it was too late.
Yeah. So, well, but.
But he managed to dig a lot of other people up.
Yes, he did. And so there's that.
Yeah.
That's what
nice.
else are you talking about today?
So Senator Brent Taylor is a senator from just outside of Memphis. And we're going to have him on today to talk about what is really going on the ground in Memphis and whether or not it's having a positive impact. And there are several local officials that are actively trying to stop what's going on, which, I mean, say what you will, and you and I have had conversations about these states that are governed by blue governors. That's tricky. That gives me pause because I don't think it's constitutional. But what's happening in Tennessee is constitutional.
No, and that's why you don't hear a lot about it even on CNN and these things because the governor invited. Well, not a lot you can do about it.
Not a lot you can do. What's fascinating, the local officials are angry because they are actually getting criminals off the street, which is odd.
Yeah.
Then Cameron Sexton, the Speaker of the House, came out yesterday and said that he wants to double the amount of school choice vouchers for next year. And so we're going to have him on at 6 o'clock. And our good friend Tim Burchett on UFOs.
Underwater. That's what he's thinking. He keeps saying they're underwater.
Did you see that more people believe in underwater UFOs than believe that AOC can win the presidency in 2028? It's a stat that I got to throw at our man Tim Burchett, right?
That's it. You got to do that.
It's like a 7 to 8 percentile. It's so good.
It's definitely it's bigger than the margin.
You're telling me there's a chance.
He's straight ahead. You guys have a good one. We'll do it again tomorrow.